Hello, this is Brother Oates. Matthew chapter 12 and verse number 42b. For she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, a greater than Solomon is here. Solomon was indeed great, but Jesus is greater. For example, Solomon was great in his insight. He knew 3,000 proverbs and had memorized over 1,500 songs. But Jesus was greater. He's the whole book. John chapter 1 and verse number 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Solomon was the wealthiest man that had ever lived. His coffers were filled with gold and silver and ivory. And yet Jesus was greater in his income. Psalms chapter 50 and verse number 12. For the world is mine and the fullness thereof. Solomon was great in his industry. He built a palace that took over 13 years. But Jesus is greater. John chapter 14 and verse number 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. Finally, Solomon. He was great in his influence. We're still talking about him thousands of years later. But Jesus is greater in his influence. You see, Solomon is no longer on his throne, but Jesus is on the throne. Lamentations chapter 5 and verse number 19. Thou, O Lord, remainest forever, thy throne from generation to generation. Who's the greatest? Jesus put it this way in Matthew chapter 23 and verse number 11. But he that is the greatest among you shall be your servant. You see, the pathway to greatness is through serving, not by being served. Bereans, search the Scriptures. God bless you.